Hi friends. If you're tired of chasing clients for money and you'd like to guarantee that you get paid on time, every time, join me for today's video. My name is Lucas and I love to help business owners and creatives improve their finances. Now, one of the easiest and fastest ways that we can do that is to make sure that we get paid on time. Whether you're an artist, plan weddings, coach people, or have some other small business, timely payments are crucial for good cash flow. So let's get to it. In my mid-20s, I used to assist one of the world's top commercial photographers. So there we were on day one of a 5-day photo shoot. The client was a well-known brand, the budget over $1 million, the lighting and camera were set, but there was one tiny little problem. My boss refused to start. Why? Because he hadn't been paid. Now, they put down a deposit and they signed a contract, but he required full payment before he ever touched the shutter button. Now, they insisted that the rest was in the mail, but that didn't matter to my boss, so we sat. They did their best to persuade him to start, but after 45 minutes, they realized that he wasn't bluffing and he wasn't budging. So then they scrambled to transfer the funds. The takeaway? When we allow it, clients will take their sweet time to pay. So the solution is to have a payment policy, a simple contract and invoice, and always stick to your terms. The first step to ensuring that we get paid on time is to create a clear set of guidelines that specify how and when we would like to get paid. My boss required 50% upfront and 50% due before he would take the first photo. My video editor requires 30% upfront and 70% due on delivery. And I know a few event planners who require 4 payments at 25%. Every industry is different, so chat with a few colleagues and then try some things out. The goal is to keep your terms simple. If they're too complex or confusing, the prospective client will go somewhere else. And as a bonus tip, let them know at the beginning of the call that they don't need to take notes, that you're gonna follow up the phone call with an email that outlines the services, the prices, the payment policy, and of course, the next steps. And because you're gonna use this email often, create a template that you can use over and over. We'll look at how to implement these terms in the next step, but for now, all you have to do is figure out how and when you would like to be paid. It's time to implement your guidelines with a simple contract and invoice that clearly outlines what they can expect and when payments are due. As a business owner, it's your job to remove all friction from this process and make it as easy as possible for the client to give you money. As an example, I used to require regular checks because I could save on the credit card fees. And I would send them a PDF contract, but this created a lot more work for the client. So I switched to a software named Dubsado. Now the client can pay and sign in less than a minute, and they get to choose the payment term that works best for them. Dubsado makes everything easy for the client, and it's kind of like having my own personal assistant. Regardless of which contract and invoice system you use, the important thing is to make sure that it outlines all of the necessary details, the payment terms, the due dates, everything, and then get it signed by the client. Unfortunately, this is where most people drop the ball. If you'd like to guarantee payment, do not start work of any kind until your contract has been signed and the deposit is in your account. And as for delivering final work, do not hand it over until you've been paid in full. Stick to your terms. My boss had been in the game for 3 decades, so when the client started in with the whole check is in the mail excuse, he smiled with confidence and he called their bluff. As a young photo assistant, it was awesome to see that, and I've never forgotten that lesson, and it's helped me ensure that I get paid on time. But the situation was incredibly uncomfortable. So if you'd like to avoid that, have a clear set of payment policies and deliver those. Clearly communicate those up front. Now, I have another video where I walk you through in detail my client onboarding process. So if you're interested, check that out here. If you're tired of chasing clients for money or waiting around for delayed payments, set up a clear payment policy, have a simple contract and invoice, and always stick to your terms, even if it's uncomfortable. If today's subject was helpful, I'd love to hear from you. Leave a comment and I'll do my best to respond. As always, thank you for your time and energy, and I'll see you in the next one.